Hi Sheila. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you, Dipender?
Yeah, I'm good as well. Thanks. So let's get started. So before we get started with the interview, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, thank you for taking out the time to interview me today. Starting with my hometown, I belong to Pune, Maharashtra city. I have 3 years of experience in IT industry and same in RPA technology.
Mm-hmm.
So, my primary skill is A360 Automation Anywhere, and as also I have worked on manual testing where I have used the HPLM tool for executing the test cases. So till now, I have automated many use cases, like more than 15 use cases, which involves the applications like Excel, Window-based applications like Excel, SAP,
Mm-hmm.
and UI-based applications like portals will be there, SharePoints. That's it.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. So you said you have close to around 3 years of experience and all is into RPA, right? Automation Anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yes.
So could you please describe your current project? What was the opportunity? What, why did you, why you think that it was a right opportunity for automating that process? What benefits does the client got out of it? So briefly describe about your project.
Okay. So first of all, our client is from a healthcare medical domain. So in our project, we have automated many applications like desktop, web-based, as I said. So for developing these kind of applications, we have used many tools such as A360, majorly just for the development part, then WLM for workload management, and then Power Apps in order to keep our all the configuration variables and ServiceNow for supporting purpose. And then now coming to my recent project, or we can say requirement, there was a requirement for extracting the data from SAP and manipulating the data on the basis of a fixed rules. And after manipulation, we have to upload a output file to a SharePoint on the daily basis. And also at the end of the month, we have to merge all the daily files into a one file, and we have to send it over email, or also we have to uh, keep that file on the SharePoint. So here uh, we got one challenge, like the SAP data was means we don't have a uh, export option provided in SAP. Majorly, we have a export action in the SAP, like export to TXT, export to
Mm-hmm.
Excel.
Yeah.
But in this requirement, there was no export option. So we have tried by going with our SAP actions, but we failed because there are many node and child nodes are present. So we went to the means we got analysis, we done many things, but at the end we come to the solution as a VB script. So we have used the VB script for extracting all the data from the SAP. That's it.
Okay. And what ROI did this process bring on? Like, did it solve any
Yeah,
challenge? Yeah.
yeah. Actually, as I said, that was unable. Means SAP doesn't provide a export option. So business have to look on the every child node. Means they have to go through the on the daily basis. There will be 1,000 rows, and in the 1,000 rows there will be some, like we can say, 500 account numbers, and inside each account number we can have the child nodes. From there we have to extract the data. So it was quite difficult for them on the daily basis. So they have to spend many, like 5 to 6 hours on the each means what we can say, each set of a data on the daily basis. So we have minimized this time by automating this process to less than half an hour.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Got it. So you said like you have used workload management or you have worked on workload management, right? Could you please
Yeah.
describe Why and how did you use workload management?
Uh, okay, fine. Means I directly didn't use the workload management. Just we have a one tool WLM. So we are there. We have set priorities to each and every bot. Means based on the priorities, those bot will be get the machine assigned for the running. So we suppose we have to. There are two bots which are triggered at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to assign a machine, run a machine. At that time, WLM or there are some other APIs are also used in order to means the our process what will done. There is a database, and each every runner machine we have a dot um, sorry, bat file. Sorry, bat file is there, and it will give us the output as the machine is currently allocated or not.
Mm-hmm.
So that list will be given to the database, and suppose we got the list of all the trigger bots another, and the basis of the given priority, WLM will decide means which bot will be picked at the runtime. So for this we are
So
using
you have
WLM.
used WLM queues of A360, right? Ha- Have you
Yeah,
have
maybe
you
because
used?
I didn't work on that.
You didn't work on it. Okay.
Means there is another team which will do all these WLM setup.
Okay. So in your
Yeah.
RPA code, you didn't call WLM, or you
No, no,
didn't consume it.
no.
Okay. Uh, Fine. Let's move on to the next question. What is the difference between Excel as a database or normal database options available in A360, and when to use which one?
Okay. So when we want to perform the manipulation on the Excel, we can go with the Excel as a database. Means suppose we have to insert some data in Excel, manipulating our column names and deleting the data. At that time, we can go with the Excel as a database, because it will be more efficient than using our normal Excel actions.
Mm-hmm.
As a because I feel like that, because our Excel actions, when we are using Excel actions, our Excels will be in an open, um, it will
Mm-hmm.
be open in front. So there will be some any exception will occur, like while if we have a lot of data, Excel will take time to load, then we have to go all one by one. At that time also it will take time. So in order to avoid those exception, I can go with the Excel as a database. At that time we can use that. And for normal DB, means we have a transaction matrix. Means each and every record we have to store all the details of every business processes. Means whichever account or whatever data is there, we are going to store in our main database, which we call it as a transaction matrix.
Mm-hmm.
So for that we are using normal DB.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you one scenario based question now. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose you have developed one solution, one bot, let's say, and you have your bot is running fine for last 5 to 6 months, let's say, and it is based on support, customer support domain. Let's say you have created something like automated the ticket monitoring and ticket assignment, right? So your bot is running
Okay.
fine from the time it was developed, but all of a sudden now they see there is a performance issue. There is a hit on the performance of this bot, right?
Okay.
So what would be your steps, like based on this scenario, how you will investigate and identify the reason for increased in the processing time, how you would optimize the bot to improve the performance, and how would you ensure that bot continues to perform efficiently? So these are the three questions that I am looking answer for.
Okay. So first step, what will I do? I will go and I will check all the latest runs, and in that I will check the input size. Means how many data we are getting recently.
Mm-hmm.
If it is more than the previous one, so obviously our bot is taking time. extra time to work. So that one will be there. Second, means suppose there are, as of now we can say, we have more improved solutions we are getting rather than the previous one. So I will check that suppose we our bot is using excels and excel advanced packages or basic packages we can say, and we are manipulating a lot of data inside that, then this will take a lot of time. So in order to minimize that time, I will go with the python as a second option, or I will go with the excel as a database.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the one case. Again, suppose we have a sap using in between, and we are looping through each of the account numbers or what. So in that, instead of going to SAP each and every time for the each account number, and means launching our SAP, adding all the first transaction codes and then doing all the manipulation. Instead of that, what I will do, I will keep one SAP session only, and I will manipulate all the data in one time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This will also minimize our time complexity for the bot.
And going forward, how you
Yeah,
would
that's
ensure
it.
that you don't face any challenges and these kind of challenges going forward in the future,
What kind of challenges like?
like related to the processing and all, how you would ensure it?
Sorry.
So related to the processing speed of the bot, right? How you would ensure that in future
Mhm.
you will not face these challenges?
Okay. Before developing our bot, we will do the feasibility check at that time, and we will try to use the more optimized ways to code our bot. So so that we can reduce our time.
Mm-hmm. So what would be those
Yeah.
more optimized ways? Like how you will find those?
Okay, we have a checklist for that. First, we will check, I mean, after requirement gathering, we will do the feasibility check. Uh, we will check how many applications are involved in the automation. If there are many applications are in means interacting in between, that will also cause the increased timing. Because so we will try to keep the minimum, means we'll try to find out the more solutions. Like instead of the three applications, how we can make it to two, for example. Then there will be the, suppose we are using PDFs, we will check what kind of data we are getting. It is structured, unstructured, or semi-structured, or it is a handwritten. So based on that, we will try to use our extraction methods. Then we will uh, check the how many hours, human hours are spending on that, like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. You said like can you describe in your team what is the team sizing and the work how the work is getting managed? Like for example, you are a developer, and apart from you, who are part of your team? Like what is the practice that you guys follow? How the requirements are taken, and then how what is the process cycle basically of your solution deployment?
Okay. So at the start only, when we are we are doing the requirement gathering. At that time, one BA will be with me. Who is going to interact with the business. So the work for the BA will be getting the requirements and making the PDD documents. And once he completed the requirement gathering and all the feasibility checks, like there are prerequisite like creating the usernames or password for the particular bot IDs. Those process will be performed by the BA.
Mm-hmm.
After getting all the things, process will come to a developer, and a developer will start developing, means start the work on that by following the best practices. Like we have a well structured framework, so we will follow that.
Okay.
We will have a master task, then we will have a error handling part in our, means each and every bot will have a error handling part.
Mm-hmm.
Then after developing each task, we will do the testing for it means integration testing. For all the tasks should run individually. Then after that, we will
Mm-hmm.
do the combined testing, and then we will proceed to the QA part. After QA testing is completed, we will go for the production release. But before production release, we will have the approvals from our team and client.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, we will hand over the bot to our support team. We have to give the all KT to support team. Means suppose is there what are the business exceptions, and if a bot get fails, what actions we need to perform after getting failed. Means like
Yeah,
rerunning the
troubleshooting,
file,
basically troubleshooting
troubleshooting.
steps
Yeah,
and all.
what we can do. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So any framework like for for your deployment, not deployment, but for building your bot, do you follow any bot framework, bot code framework?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, there are set of 6 to 7 tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Means we have a master task, then main task, 0 1. We can call it as a 0 1 task. Means we are labeling our all task as a 0 1 0 2. So in future, no one can get confused like in which task we which bot is getting called,
Yeah.
likewise. So we
Sequence.
yes, sequence will be there. And we have a rule that in master task only one task will be called, which is the main task, and inside a main task we are going to call all other rest of the tasks. So this will be the also one point in our framework. Then we follow one standard structure, folder structure, like a temp, input, output, and the text log texting error, we can say.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
So you said like you before developing a use case, you maybe sometime need to conduct assessment, right, or a feasibility. So
Yeah.
can you describe the process or your approach while conducting these high level assessments and designing your solution? Like what process do you follow?
Okay. First of all, I will check which are the applications we are going to use, and the applications, can we automate them or not? First question will be that. If yes, then we will require the bot ID and password for them. Then we will go for the creating username and password, and that for that we will having a ticketing method. So that will be conducted by a BA. Then we will check like what actually bot is going to do. Means as I said, we I have to create a one solution design document where I will create a kind of a flow chart. So means suppose I have to take a I have to take a SAP, then launching, then SAP, from SAP which T code we have to go, and what steps will be performed there, and means all, we can say a flow chart will be created. And after, based on that flow chart, I'm going to develop the bots, all the tasks.
Okay. Yeah, that is about development, but actually for feasibility, let's say you got some requirement and you are not sure, or the client is itself not sure whether this functionality will be taken uh, purely through RPA solution, or there needs to be additional logic or additional components, right? So how you make sure, like what you do in order to assess that?
Okay, in that situation, we will check like all the actions we have. Means we can perform most of the things we are trying to cover up by using our actions only, uh, A360 actions. But if we are not going to do it, we will try to go with the other options like a Python, JavaScript. So
Yeah.
in that
So
by
I
using
was
those frameworks, if we are
I was
going to
looking for
use.
a word like you'll do a small POC, right? First,
Okay.
a POC, a proof of concept. That's what you will be doing and letting the client or letting the team members know, right? Whether it's feasible or
Yeah.
not. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Again, I'll like to give you one scenario. Let's say you have developed one process automation, which is only handling certain volume of transaction per day, but now your company wants or client wants that it should scale up to 10,000 transactions per day, like bot should work when there are 10,000 transactions per day. So my question to you, I mean, you understood the scenario, right?
Yeah, understood.
Okay. So what considerations would you have, like how you would ensure that bot can handle the increased volume, let's say from 1,000 to now 10,000? That is one first question. Second question is how you will make sure when going from 1,000 to 10,000 bot does not hit, or there is no hit on the performance of the bot. And third
Okay.
question is what changes you will think on in the bot architecture, because currently it is handling 1,000 max to max, it will be able to handle 2,000, but for handling scaling up to 10,000 there should be a architecture, bot design or bot solutioning in should have done in that way so that it can handle up to that many transactions. So there are three questions, I'll repeat my questions. How you would ensure that the increased in the volume does not impact your bot, the performance, um, there is no hit on the performance, and third, how you would make sure bots architecture, what changes you would like to propose for the bot architecture. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, recently I had a bot, like which is, I mean, in that we can't say like how many data will be there in future or at the present. We can't say anything for that.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, what I have done, I will tell you. So there is a, I try to minimize the uses of Excel, basic and advanced, those things, so that our performance will be increased. And then there is a actually SAP involved in here in this process. So we can't specify how many data we will take. Means as I said, there was a node and sub nodes were there.
Mm-hmm.
So at the starting only, I have to give a like structure was like parent node and then child nodes. These will I have used a VB script in the way that it will go for it will use a loop, means one by one, but we don't have a idea like how many rows will come in future. Because of that, I have at the starting only I have assigned a counter to n to 10 lakhs.
Okay.
So based on that only our bot will work, means up to 10 lakh rows SAP will go. At the starting only we will think in that way, so
Mm-hmm.
that increase of data should not affect on our bot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And regarding the bot architecture, would you like to think on that? Let's say existingly
uh,
the bot is already developed and it's in production, but it came for you for a remediation. Let's say you need to improve the performance, then what architecture level changes would you propose?
architecture level. Mm, actually I'm not getting the question. Like architecture means what kind of changes we need to do.
Yeah, for example, you have designed your bot, right, considering few scenarios in the initially when it was for the less number of transaction per day and all, your bot is created already. Let's
Okay.
say it was developed by someone else, not you only, but now
Okay.
they are facing problem, they want to scale it up, so there has to be some underlying architecture changes, right, for that, for bot to handle the new set of data, the new volume, right? So what do
Okay.
you think architecture at architecture level of, or a solution design level, like the design of the bot you need to change, how you would proceed with these, or and according to you what would be those changes?
Okay, first of all, I will check means what are the static values. Means suppose our, as you said, there will be the fixed data at the starting. So maybe we can say 1,000 data per day. So our bot will may be designed in the way that our bot will iterate for the 10,000 time. Loop will be there. So I will change the that loop counter to the dynamic. So I will introduce all the things in a dynamic way only.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Let's say, have you worked on SQL database, SQL server?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
let's say I have four tables, four insert statement, let's say, okay, and I want, like, if I want to insert data into those four tables, but any of those insert statement if fails, then my data should not go to any of the table. Let's say table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, all insert
Okay.
statements. But if, let's say, table 2 failed or table 3 failed, then the data should not get inserted into the rest of the table also. So how you would make sure?
We have a procedural query. In that,
Mm-hmm.
we can have error handling.
Mm-hmm.
So using error handling, we can uh,
But
like
error handling, you can prevent in error handling, but you, how you will make sure, let's say, insert one, insert into table 1 happened, insert into table 2 happened, insert into table 3 got some error. So in table 3, the insert statement was not executed. But now you have a situation where you have data in table 1 and table 2, but you don't want to have that data also because it failed on table 3, right? Inserting, while inserting at table 3. So how you would
okay.
ensure that?
Uh, I can use triggers, means I will check. I think so, because
Mhm.
I didn't came to this situation until now,
Okay,
but I
no
think
problem.
so. I can go with the triggers
No, it will be part of
so
a
that,
transaction actually.
yeah.
You will have to write this all the statements in a in a transaction, and once everything is successful, then you have to commit, then actual changes will be updated, or else in case of error
Okay.
you will roll back, so none of the
Yeah.
table will be updated. So it's a transaction
Okay.
that you have to use. Okay, moving on to the next question. Have you worked upon document automation or automation copilot?
No, but I have idea about it.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What are different types of models available in Automation Anywhere document automation?
Models means
Training
okay.
training models. So let me give you one hint. There is a AA pre-trained model. So what are the other models like AA pre-trained for extracting information from the documents that we give to DA?
Idea.
Okay. Uh, when to use? Let's say you have. Can you give me some use case where you would use Automation Copilot?
Okay. Actually, automation copilot means our RE. It is a
Mm-hmm.
application interface where humans and bot works together.
Okay.
Suppose means this Copilot allows business users to interact with our applications. Suppose we are using Excel and doing some application like manipulations and filtering out the some data, and there only we have to trigger our bot. Means by using the data which we were working,
Mm-hmm.
we can send it to our bot. So here business can work, means which will be called as a native plugins, I think. And there will be interactive desktop plugins also for the Copilot. Means suppose we are using any kind of a form, and we business will fill out that form and it will submit, and after submitting it, uh, automatically our next bot will be triggered in this way.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, human bot collaboration basically.
For example, just I was working on the one of the migration bot. So there are two processes, means those are independent. First process will extract the data from the PDF which will be assigned, which will be kept in a one particular SharePoint, and then that data will be converted into Excel sheet. And after that, our business, means our business will go for a one, there is a one portal where all the exported data will be means mapped there, and their status will be changed as a working. then our business will go and check all the data is properly exported or not, and then our business will change that working status to reviewed, and then automatically our second bot will be triggered after she changed the status to reviewed. One excel file will be generated
Mm-hmm.
likewise.
Okay. So suppose you have developed a bot and you notice that it frequently fails when interacting with a web application due to latency. It can happen to any web application or
Okay.
SAP also, right? Due to intermittent network
Okay.
issues, you found that your bot is failing frequently. So how you would troubleshoot or identify the root cause here? What would be your approach?
uh, okay, means SAP or any web applications or both?
Anything wherever you face latency issue or network related intermittent issues.
Okay, if there are any latency issues or something, we will we will use retry mechanism there. Means we have, suppose we have a one login portal there. Our bot is going to add the username and then it will add a password, and in between there is a latency and bot unable to click on the submit button. At this point we
Mm-hmm.
have introduced our retry mechanism. We have taken loop here. Means our bot will try to log in 3 times. If even after logging to 3 times bot get fails, then it will send out a exception mail to our support team. Then our support team will will re-trigger the file or rerun it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
this is the one solution we can add.
Have
Means
you
everywhere we can add the retry mechanism where we face latency, but most of
Mhm.
the time, like we will check. Means if there is a fixed position, means
Yeah.
like fixed
Hmm.
window is it that we will check out that.
Okay. So any experience working with legacy applications where you find uh, hard to capture the objects, screen elements using recorder command? Any experience working in such project?
Not yet, but legacy means we can take the domains path right there.
It depends. Like you have to try. If you are
Okay,
able to locate the elements,
we
no
can
worries.
use
If you
the
haven't
domains path
worked on,
manipulation
yeah, yeah.
there.
Okay. So yeah, if you haven't worked on, that's fine. We can switch to next question. So how
Okay.
comfortable are you? Like you might be using logs, right, in your automations, like logging
Yes.
the messages and all. So how you ensure that your bot logs meaningful messages or meaningful information so that it can help you to troubleshoot or diagnose any issues?
Okay. So I will try to add all kind of logs, like starting from the login to first portal, SAP, or whichever applications we are going to use, and each record means each step for the each record I will try to log in. Means for example, we can have a one account where that account number will go in a SAP. Means each action. Suppose first it clicked on the one particular transaction code, I will add a log for that, like for this particular account number SAP clicked on this window. I will try to capture all the things in one login part.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Sheila. I think I'm done for this interview today. How was your experience regarding the interview? Would you like to comment on that?
Actually, great.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Uh, no, that's it.
Okay. Okay, then let me give you a feedback how the interview went, right? As it is a mock
Okay,
interview, so yeah, and not a real interview, but actually I try to make it realistic, right?
it was
So,
real.
okay, so yeah, so I think you answered like most of the questions, like which you have already worked upon, and you were confident in answering those questions. But there were few around the architecture and the board design, and in that area, I think you need to focus more or learn few things there. You need to think from designing, because now you are moving towards the 3+ years of experience range, right? So more of
Yes.
a senior developer. Uh, and then you have to think through, like, from all the scenarios, what is the how you can design better solution, security, performance of the bot, resiliency, right? All these aspects you have to uh, work upon. And that would be my feedback. And like new features of A360, there is lot coming, but mostly you can target on DA, which is an intelligent document processing solution, and that will be handy for most of the automations, right? Where we deal with um, structured or unstructured documents. So you can focus on that, maybe try to build something on your own, and then if you get a project, then that's a good, that will be a good learning experience. And automation copilot is nothing but, yeah, Ari, as you have mentioned, it's a you are already well versed with it, and that's not difficult also. But yeah,
Yeah.
document automation is something which you should maybe focus on. And WLM, you should at least get the core understanding how exactly the queuing mechanism works in
Okay.
A360. Yeah, those were a couple of areas which I felt during our conversation. Um, Rest, everything was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish you all the best for your future, and
Thank
thank you.
you.